Donald Trump's spokeswoman, Karoline Leavitt, did something very interesting on Fox News earlier this week. And by interesting, I mean completely disgraceful and disgusting. She is trying to pit Blacks and Hispanics against each other. And this is a technique that's been employed by authoritarian autocrats for more than 100 years around the world. And we will talk about that in a moment. I'll play the clip for you. Here is Leavitt on Fox News talking about how, hey, you know what? The blacks should be worried that the illegal Hispanics are coming up and they're going to take their jobs. Of course, when it's different, when it's a different situation, it's the black immigrants from Haiti that are actually the problem, and it's the Hispanics who should be worried. This is not an accident. Take a listen to what she had to say.
Particularly Black Americans have been impacted by Kamala Harris's terrible economic policies, the inflation crisis that is robbing them of their hard-earned paychecks every single week. And then in their communities, largely Democrat-run cities, they are being put last ahead of illegal immigrants who are being put first. They're seeing people from all over the world come into this country on a free ride, get prepaid debit cards to buy their kids food and diapers, while Black Americans are falling behind. It's unfair, it's un-American, and President Trump is promising to put all Americans first. It's a very simple message, and it's resonating, it's working, and Kamala Harris is on defense with key demographics that the Democrats need to win this election, and there's only 14 days left.
It's so funny. Trump is going to put every American on the same footing, except women who will be discriminated against this way through access to reproductive health care or lack thereof, and children who we are going to force to be born but then not actually provide them what they need, and older Americans and middle-class Americans. Except for all of these groups, Trump is going to put everybody on the same level. Now, the reality, of course, is Trump doesn't care about any of these groups unless it's an election.
It's an interesting,
where did that
particularly Black Americans.
The clip started over. Sorry. Trump doesn't really care about any of these groups unless it's an election year, and that's what we're seeing. But this is a technique that we should identify and name. Fascist movements love to subdivide and pit different groups against each other. And MAGA is exactly this. You know, we've got to go to a big example. Hitler and Nazi Germany used propaganda to pit the Germans against Jews and Romani people and disabled people and so on, saying, well, the Jews are the primary enemy, but there's these other groups that are really bad. And maybe these other groups should actually be fighting amongst themselves. Mussolini in Italy exploited tension between Italians and African populations and Middle Eastern populations in Italy's colonial territories. Milosevic in Yugoslavia played on ethnic tensions between Serbs, Croats, and Bosnians and used that to fuel nationalist sentiment. Franco in Spain divided Spaniards again on ethnic and regional differences, the Castilians and the Basques and the Catalans, and how do they look? And there's certain ethnicity components here that are relevant. Stalin in the Soviet Union targeted Chechens and Poles and Ukrainians and said, these groups are disloyal, but whoever is least disloyal, maybe you get to stay. Idi Amin in Uganda expelled South Asians and portrayed the South Asians as the economic exploiters of the Ugandan natives. And if you look at the Rwandan civil war and Hutu power, that's we could do an entire show on that. But essentially irrelevant ethnic differences used to promote the idea of one group as the dangerous other and one as the in-group. So this is a classic technique. There's no shock at all that they are coming up with, hey, you know what would be really great? Let's get the black people and the Hispanic people angry at each other, and then all of the white people angry at all of them. This is a textbook of how these authoritarian autocrats and wannabe dictators like Trump divide for their benefit, which at the end of the day is all Donald Trump cares about. I wrote a book. This was so much work and a long time coming, but I am thrilled about how it turned out, and I hope you will read it. The book is called The Echo Machine. The 10-second summary is I explain how things broke in American politics, how to fix it, and which countries have already figured it out. No matter who wins in November, we need a plan, and that's what the book is about. If Trump wins, the book is a warning about how we got here and how to prevent it from getting worse. If Kamala Harris wins, the book explains what we do with this incredible opportunity to improve the lives of Americans. The book faces long odds, I will admit. There's the belief that to have a successful political book, you need corporate media, and that it really can't be done successfully with an independent media platform like mine. But I believe that we can prove them wrong. I hope you will order the book today. You can get the Echo Machine at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, anywhere that books, ebooks, and audiobooks are sold. You can also call any local bookstore, ask them to order the Echo Machine by David Pakman. No matter where you get the book, you will get the free pre-order bonuses, including a signed book plate. After ordering, just go to davidpakman.com/freebookstuff. davidpakman.com/freebookstuff to get the free stuff. Let's do this.